Okay. Welcome everyone to our Love Your Life event. Today is the first event of the year. Can't believe we're at the start of another year. We've just had a nice bit of holidays. So today's the 4th of January. If you're here for the first time, then welcome. My name is Jodie Smith. I'd love you to stick around as we share with you about our amazing products and also an amazing business opportunity that has changed our lives. My husband and I started this business 10 months ago. We have our own traditional plumbing business, and I was a stay-at-home mum. I was doing okay, but I was looking at returning to work after all our 3 children started school. And I will recall my husband coming home and saying to me, and we would talk about when you start work, and I would quickly change the subject because I desperately wanted to be there for my children, and I just couldn't see how that would be able to happen when trying to find a job that works around school hours and be there for them during their schooling. My mum was there for me when I was going through school, and I just wanted that for my children as well. And it's so difficult in this time to be able to do that and not both husband and wife have to go out and work. So it was probably about 2 months into the business before I realised what this could truly be for us. And now 10 months down the track, and we're able to plan holidays as a family. We're able to spend more time together. And over this Christmas and New Year break, my husband, who would normally be taking any jobs he could throughout that period, has been able to actually take some significant time off with us, which is really exciting. And he's actually just looking at joining the business as well, so we can spend even more time together, which is awesome. So I'd love to hand it over now to my lovely friend Jenna, who's a beautiful mama of two kitties, and she's going to share with you a bit about our amazing product and also an amazing program that goes along with it. So Jenna, I'm going to find you, and there you are. First, I'm going to unmute you, and you go for it.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for the intro, Jo. If you haven't heard of the products before, this is them here.
I hope no one can hear me. Hello?
Oh, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah.
Hello?
Who's helloing? Hang on, let me mute all, and I'll just unmute you. Mute all, and Jenna. Where did you go? There you go. I'll unmute you again. Go for it.
Okay. So if you haven't heard of our products before, this is them here. They're the Juice Plus Premium Vegan Capsules. So they contain a variety of 28 fruits, veg and berries. And how they're made is all those fruit and veg and berries are actually cold pressed juice. They're dehydrated at really low temperatures. The sugar and the moisture is removed, and what you're left with is literally thousands of phytonutrients and living enzymes. So the reason behind the powders being placed in these little capsules, if you can see right there, is that it actually keeps all of those raw enzymes alive. So rather than putting these little powders into a jar, like you might find with spirulina, once you've opened that jar, you get a third of the way through, the contents is actually harmed by oxygen, and the phytonutrients are damaged and it loses its nutritional value. So with our beautiful little vegan capsules, all the enzymes are preserved, so you can actually witness the decomposition of these capsules if you were to leave them out, which is pretty cool because these are 100% food. There's nothing synthetic, it's not like an isolated vitamin or a multivitamin. Those things are just not what our bodies are designed to digest. So unlike multivitamins and synthetic versions, you don't get that disco wee because your body's actually absorbing the Juice Plus capsules because it is food. Hence why all the products do have food labels. It's probably a little bit hard for you to read, but I promise you don't need a science degree to understand it. There are no health warnings, which is really exciting. It doesn't matter if you're breastfeeding, if you're pregnant, you could be an elite athlete. doesn't matter how old you are, you know, unless you're on a medication that might conflict with a particular food group. As long as it's safe for you to eat fruit and veg and berries, then you can eat Juice Plus. So not only do we have these wonderful capsules, but we've also got a super clean plant-based protein powder, which comes in chocolate and vanilla. So these are actually made from a whole array of superfoods. So we've got pomegranate, broccoli sprouts, bean sprouts, alfalfa, mushroom powder, yucca. I never know if I say that right, so someone feel free to correct me one day, but the list goes on. Like, these superfoods are amazing, and to think that it tastes just like vanilla or chocolate cake mix, which is one of my favorites, is astounding. My 3-year-old now and my 1-year-old love our smoothies. There's no way I'd be able to get them to consume these types of things. To be honest, I wouldn't consume those superfoods if they weren't in this form. And again, it's 100% food. They're in the sachets to preserve all the nutrients rather than being in a jar. So they're really special, really easy snack on the go. We also have the capsules in a chewable form. So if you're wondering how am I going to get my children to consume this, or if you don't like capsules or Soline tablets, we've got the fruit and veg in a vegan chew. So again, 100% plant-based, super healthy, super yummy, tastes like Starburst. You should see my little kids' legs move so fast to get their special treats in the morning. It is really important for me to mention that none of these products are designed to replace anything. We all need to be consuming at least 5 serves of fruit and veg a day, and the World Health Organization is actually saying it's 9 to 14 serves, which is crazy. I mean, I've actually gotten really, really good at eating my 5 serves a day, but it's definitely taken being a part of this program in order to get that clever and that resourceful to eat my 5 serves. To do 9 to 14 is just it's impossible. I couldn't do it, and definitely couldn't do it 365 days a year, as well as getting pesticide-free, chemical-free fruit, veg and berries, which is what you find in Juice Plus. So it completely made sense for me to give these things to my family, so we're able to bridge the gap between what we are eating and what we should be eating. So when the products were first recommended to me, I researched it to the high heels. Everyone knows that I love to study. I cop a lot of flack for it, so feel free to poke fun, but I actually got on Google Scholar, and there I started turning up peer-reviewed medical journals. I wasn't able to read most of them because you need subscriptions for those pages, but the fact that I was turning stuff up really, really had me intrigued. When I started the business, I found out that there's actually over 33 now, I believe, peer-reviewed medical journals, and all these publications publish the links between taking Juice Plus and health regeneration. So that's amazing. It's unheard of in the supplement industry. And not only are there all these studies, but they're gold class studies. They're pharmaceutically graded. So again, unheard of in the supplement industry, especially in Australia. Like we have probably the strictest guidelines, and everything that we've got ticks all the boxes. So I don't know, that might not get you going, but I was really excited by all that. I love the science behind it all. So talking about the science, it's really important to acknowledge the difference between consuming real food or something synthetic, or an isolated version of something. So the best example I can use is to take an apple. So inside this pretty little apple is over 10,000 phytochemicals and hundreds of nutrients. 10,000 phytochemicals in one apple and hundreds of nutrients. So why would I take something that's synthetic, that my body's not really going to be able to recognize, or B, take something that's lucky to have 20 of the nutrients or phytochemicals inside of it, as opposed to this apple. So, our bodies are designed for thousands of nutrients. And not only that, but we're designed to consume thousands of phytochemicals that work in synergy. So example, iron does need vitamin C to metabolize. That's one example of many. I won't go too sciencey on you all, but, because we've got real food in here, we've got vitamin C, we've got D, we've got B, you know, we've got E. All the vitamins that you would find in fruit, veg, and berries are alive in these capsules, you know, so it's a no-brainer that by adding these things to your day, you're getting the right amount of nutrient-rich phytochemicals exactly the way that nature intended. So that's a tiny peek into the amazing science behind the products, which unbeknownst to me is readily available on the website. So if you want that information, anybody who sent you this link would be happy to give it to you. Now we're going to talk about the magic that happens to your body when it's consuming the amount of phytonutrients it's designed for. So first of all, like attracts like. So, you know, when you're eating a lot of junk food, chocolate, chips, wine, totally guilty of that, you begin to crave that stuff. You know, junk food addictions are real things. You know, the more you put in, the more you want. So what do you think happens when you flood your body with all these nutrient-rich phytonutrients? You begin to want more of it. So you actually start craving fruit and veg and berries. And this is something I was super, super skeptical of. But I can totally attest to it, that not only my partner and I and my customers, families, and the adults are, you know, are definitely opting to eat healthier, but our 1-year-old and our 3-year-old are also opting to eat fresh fruit and veg. I mean, fruits are given, most kids like it, but to eat a variety of vegetables and to see your 1-year-old walking around snacking on raw broccoli, yeah, I didn't believe it either when I first heard it, but I promise you that it's true. So, you know, not only are my children eating healthier, but my daughter in particular has had some awesome health regeneration since we started on this program. And that leads me to why it was actually recommended to me in the first place. So my 3-year-old had eczema. Like many parents, we tried everything, over-the-counter products, homeopathic products, prescribed steroid creams. We were able to lessen the severity, but we couldn't get rid of it. So we got recommended these products and we thought, okay, we'll pop her on it. We'll see what happens. And sure enough, within 7 weeks, her eczema had done a huge turnaround. By week 10, it was completely gone. You would not know by looking at her that she used holes in her skin. You wouldn't know that I would say to her more times throughout the day, stop scratching, than anything else. So that was a really exciting thing to witness. Another thing that we really wanted to see improved with her health was a digestion issue that causes constipation. So my daughter has spent most of her life constipated, and it was a very painful experience. You know, I think 9 months was the first time that really happened severely, and it was heartbreaking. We were actually to the point where we were considering taking her to the hospital because she was in so much pain. That level of pain became the norm. I'm not even kidding. Like once or twice a week, we became used to seeing her in that amount of pain, and it didn't matter what I fed her or what we did to her diet, getting her to poo normally. I was literally pulling my hair out. Within maybe 5 to 7 weeks of being on this program, she was pooing 4 to 5 times a week pretty easily. You know, she'd disappear in her room and she'd come out half an hour to an hour later. I've pooed. And that's really quick in comparison to the hours of pain previously. By week 10 was a good time for her. She was pooing every day, and it's quick. It's like 20 minutes, in she goes. I'm sure she just plays in there for most of it. But, you know, she comes out and she's I've done poos and she knows she's had a win. I'm happy to change that nappy. I don't know many mums that can say that about a smelly pooey nappy, but every time she poos, still 5 months later, I'm still clapping hands. Like, I don't know if it'll ever stop. But she'll be 21 and I'll be like, oh, she's gonna poo. Off track. So the third thing with my daughter is she has a condition that causes cysts to grow on the insides of her eyelids and where her eyelashes come through. It's called blepharitis. There's no cure, there's no remedy, there's no prescription for it. If it does go away, it tends to go away around puberty. the cysts do get so large that they can be surgically removed. We did get to that point with her, although I refused to put her under anaesthetic at such a young age because she was too young to sit still for the incision. So 8 to 9 months we endured a huge cyst on her eye until it finally popped and pus was everywhere. And again, that became the norm. Cysts grew, pus everywhere. And within 48 hours of being on the program, her eyes were clearer than I've ever seen them. She didn't have a single cyst for the first 4 months. She's had some really tiny ones pop up recently. However, we have been a little bit inconsistent with giving her smoothies and her shakes, and I feel like that may actually be causing a drop in her nutritional levels. So I'm interested to see what happens there. But even still, the cysts that have come through recently are tiny in comparison. So it's definitely changed her life, which is a blessing. If we were to walk away with just that, I'd be happy. But there's so much more. You know, we've got so many amazing results ourselves. If I told you about each one of us, I'd be here all day. So I'll move on to tell you a little bit more about the program. There is a worldwide study that part in because it's free. So every adult order, you're entitled to nominate any child between the age of 4 and 18 to receive products for free, which is amazing. It's such a wonderful gift to give somebody and to receive. To add this amount of nutrition and happiness to a child's life is just, it's definitely one of the best parts of my job. You know, and not only do we have the free health study, but we've got this amazing program. So it's body transformation. I do apologize for the biro on the front. If you can see that, my daughter's super creative.
Hey Jenna, your internet slowed up for some reason. Can you hear me? Jenna? It may have swapped back over to the other. I might change. I might swap over, Jenna, to.
But it's not.
Yeah. I'll just mute you for now. And we'll come back to you if it comes back at all. But I'd love to. I thought I muted it. Mute. I'm going to pass it over now to Rachel, who has got a product story to share with us. I'll pin you, Rachel, and I'll unmute you. I tried to mute Jenna, but it won't mute for some reason. I'll unmute you, Rachel. I'd love to hear a bit about your product journey. It's an awesome one. I've loved getting to know you through this business.
Thanks,
so
Jodie.
Share a bit about your journey with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Jodie. It's so nice to be able to share today. I'm on holiday, so normally I'm at work during the week. But I was introduced to the products back in May, so I've been taking the products, my son and I, for 8 months now. But for us, it was an immediate miracle, really. Before the products, I guess I'm a single mum, so I was working full-time, juggling work around school. And my son, Caleb, was struggling with clinical anxiety and school refusal. So our mornings were fairly tough. He didn't have any energy usually in the mornings, and I used to have to drag him out of bed, and he would just kind of slide out of bed and slide onto the couch, and then I would have to, you know, dress him and get him ready for school and then drag him out of the house to school. So within the first couple of days of taking the products, we both had an amazing change in our energy. Caleb said to me the first morning, "Mum, I actually feel awake." And I was like, "Oh, wow. I didn't think it would happen that quickly." And he said, "I'm never going to stop taking this stuff." Anyways, that was amazing. For me, I definitely within the first week felt a massive change to my energy, especially in the afternoon. I used to have a lot of afternoon slumps at work and just be like, coffee, coffee, coffee. No amount of coffee would help me to feel like I could get through the afternoon. And then I had to go rushing from work to school pickup and then manage Caleb's anxiety after school. So it was pretty rough times. And I also have endometriosis, quite grade 4 endometriosis. So I've had lots of surgical procedures with that. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a inflammatory process that fuels the disease, but it's bleeding internally during your menstrual cycle in your abdomen. So I have lots of pain from that and was basically living on pain relief. And that used to give me reflux and indigestion. So I would then take anti-reflux medication. And since I've been taking Juice Plus, I've noticed, after a couple of months that I wasn't taking as many pain relief. I thought, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, now I look back and I think, well, actually, I very rarely take pain relief medications. And if I do, it's usually for a headache. It's not usually for abdomen pain. And I'm definitely not needing anything for reflux anymore. That's gone as well. So for me, that's been a massive life-changing thing because I used to get pain even walking down around the corner, like walking, trying to exercise with Caleb. And now I can move much more freely and we can enjoy activities together that I couldn't have done 8 months ago. And I was looking down the eye of a hysterectomy and now I'm holding that at bay, which is awesome news for me. So in terms of our diet, like Caleb and I used to struggle to get Caleb to eat anything other than potato and avocado. They were his two staples. And now he just is willing to try anything that I put on his plate. He came back from school camp and asked me if I could buy alfalfa sprouts. And I was like, what? Yes, I can. And he regularly has alfalfa sprouts on his sandwiches for school, which is just mind-blowing because I couldn't get him to eat anything on his sandwiches, really, apart from meat. And so for us, it's been life-changing. We've accessed a lot of the recipes out of the JBT program, which gives me lots of inspiration for cooking because you can sort of get stuck in a rut with the same recipes day in, day out. So I've just loved that. And the community of people and the positiveness that I found in this program has just been amazing. So I'm really excited about what the future holds for us health-wise with the products, and we just use them every day. I had to get more shakes before Christmas because I ran out. So we love it. Caleb was really struggling with breakfast, so he has a smoothie every morning before school. He's had been able to reduce his anxiety medication twice this year since being on the products. And his school refusal and absence is just not nearly as much. When we get, a virus or start to get symptoms of a virus, it just lasts for a couple of days. We aren't having to stay home sick from school or work, and we're recovering so much quicker. It's just amazing. So exciting to share with everybody.
Thanks so much for sharing, Rachel. That's awesome. One of the things that I just truly love about this business is being able to hear stories, real stories from real people and what this product has done for them. And I feel like, it's my job now to share this product and business opportunity, but product with people, and to get those sort of results back is just heartwarming. It changes people's lives to hear you, Rachel, talk about your son being more confident to go back to school. Like, it's not just physical things that you see, it's mental, it's, fruits and veg can do all sorts of things for our bodies, and we don't know that's missing. And
I've been amazed at the changes to our mood. Like, it's just made such a massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome, Rachel. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thanks for having me share.
Yeah, awesome. Jenna, also, I'll never get sick of hearing your story, Jenna. gives me goosebumps, gets me teary every time I hear about the pooping and the eyes. You know, to be able to prevent a child from going into surgery is, you know, it's priceless, really. So yeah, I love it. Love hearing these stories. And we've got another story that we're going to hear today. Camille, who I've been able to meet through this business. I'll unmute you. I'd love to hear your product story and a little bit of your journey as you've gone along. I'll pin you. Go for it, Camille.
So my lovely friend Jenna introduced me to the products about 3 months ago now. I think we've been taking it. My son also has been dealing with eczema his whole life and asthma, and she suggested it's something we could try to help that. It just made sense to me to try it as well. So obviously, if I'm going to put my son on something, I may as well. I'm just talking, buddy. I should get on it as well. I never knew what it was going to do for us. It's just been, I'm a single mum and I work full time, and I used to have no energy at all. Getting out of bed in the morning was the hardest thing, and getting through the day, every day was a struggle. And I think I get really teary when I think about it, but I had trouble sleeping for the past about 6 years. I didn't sleep much more than like 2-3 hours a night. And about a week into taking the products, I went to bed at 8 and I woke up at 6 in the morning when Parker woke me up, and I'd slept through the entire night. And that was my first night's sleep in about 5 or 6 years, I think. And ever since then, I've slept every night, and I have so much more energy, and I'm happy all the time. And Parker started sleeping through as well. He wasn't sleeping very well, and he's almost 4. He'd wake up maybe 3-4 times a night still. And now he sleeps through the night. He wakes up happier. He's asking for so many more vegetables and fruit, which is amazing for a toddler to want those sorts of things. Not a toddler anymore, child. But it's just been absolutely life-changing for us, and I never want to go back, basically. It's just been amazing. I'm so grateful to, be on this program. Hey, right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Camille. It's, like I said before, it's just crazy the different things that it can help in our bodies. Like, you know, who would have thought that more fruits and vegetables could help us to sleep better at night? But that's certainly one of the things that's coming back, is helping us to sleep. Our bodies are getting what they need, so they're able to rest at night. So, thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Beautiful job too. All right, so now I guess a little bit of my product story, and I won't go into it too much, but I actually started on the product long before I knew anything about the business. My last year, I found out I had breast cancer. And I think this is one of the things that people, it's in the back of our minds, you know, things can go wrong, but we don't know that these things are lurking there until they pop up and it's too late. And for me, it was too late. So I was having to go through chemo and all that awful stuff, and I found out about the product at that time. So I started taking the product as I went through my chemo journey. I got through it really easily, didn't get sick, wasn't really tired. I just lived my life pretty much normally throughout that journey, apart from the hair loss. It's growing back. But I certainly wouldn't have got through it as easily without adding that nutrition to my body to help me cope, my immune system cope, which, as Jenna shared, is something that is one of the studies that they've done that proves our immune system gets stronger through taking the product, and also the antioxidants from the berries that will rid my body of all the awful stuff that was going into it. So I cruised through that fairly easily. And my husband started taking it when I started the business, which was friends of ours came to me and said, we're going to start the business. We know you love the product. And I thought, why not share it with people? I didn't really think about what that could mean for me and my situation with having to look for work, it didn't really cross my mind that I could actually do something. I didn't really have qualifications in anything, but we started the business, and my husband started the product. He's a plumber. Joint pain. He'd come home tired from work, and he'd fall asleep in bed with the kids at 7 o'clock at night. So probably 2 to 3 days into taking the product, he was up till 11 o'clock at night cleaning my kitchen, and we sort of looked at each other and thought, this is different. And, we put it down to obviously the fact that he was flooding his body with more nutrients than what it needed, rather than just getting by with whatever it could cope with. So, energy for him was a huge one, and that's a big one for a lot of people. But also his joint pain in his knee from plumbing was disappearing quite quickly, which was awesome as well. So it was probably 2 months into the business side of things that I realised that this could actually be my job, and that was pretty exciting. So, I guess for me, the product, it's more than all of these amazing stories and what they're doing for people on the outside. For me, it's about what it's doing on the inside. And it's like my insurance policy for me, for my family, and it's the prevention for us for the future, preventing things from occurring in my body, helping my body have what it needs to fight whatever might be coming my way, or my family's way for that matter in the future. So that's what I'm really excited about with the product. But obviously the business now is something that I'm pretty passionate about too, because it's changing our lives. So I'm actually going to hand it over now to my beautiful neighbour, who I was able to share the business and product with. And she's going to share with you a bit about one of the skepticisms in our business. So I'll pass it over to you, Belinda.
Hi ladies, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for all the beautiful shares today. We should put a warning on this event. Must be watched with a box of Kleenex. Have Kleenex handy when you're watching this event. Jodie and I are neighbours, and I was the semi-nosy neighbour that kept popping over with food while Jodie was going through chemo. And it was because she went so well through the chemo that gave her the opportunity to share the product with me. I was zombie mum, and we all know what happens when mums turn zombie. Things go south on the product. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, it looks like my internet's cutting out. Can you hear me okay? All right. I'll just keep going. Within a couple of days, I knew the product was real, but I had some questions about the business side, because everything I heard was so good that I was like, surely there's a catch. Where's the catch? What's the catch? And one thing that I'd heard from my parents was you better watch out for those pyramid schemes, stuff like that. I'd come from a background of traditional business, and when I did some research, I realised that pyramid schemes were made illegal in the 1970s, and this company's been around for just as long, if not a bit longer. So I knew that this company had proven the test of time. And when I looked more into it, the whole pyramid idea, when you think about it, our government is in a pyramid structure. Our local daycare is in a pyramid structure. Our schools are in a pyramid structure. And when I was at uni, for example, I worked at Wet n Wild, and I was one of the minions in the surf shop. There was probably 20 to 30 of us, and we were overseen by this lovely lady called the matron. That wasn't her real name, but that's what we all called her. And she let us know that she was going to be there till she died. So the only way that we were going to progress is that if we sucked up super hard and she gave us the super graces to just come in underneath her, which meant we could boss our friends around, but we still wouldn't get a pay rise. And that's about the opportunity that she gave us. And then above her, if we wanted to jump above her, which obviously wouldn't have earned us too many friends, there was probably 3 or 4 positions available. Head of Human Resource Management, Head of Life Saving, Head of Food and Beverage. And then above them, there was like 2 positions, which was Head of the Park. So the chances of me working 20 years, the idea of working 20 years, jumping over the matron, which was going to be no mean feat, and then basically selling my time for money and my experience with family and basically my life for this position, which was not going to pay me enough to replace my life. That didn't sound like such a great idea. And when I looked at these people, they were tired and stressed and sick of being tired, and they didn't have too many friends. They didn't look healthy. And then the more you looked up the ladder, the worse the action of this business. What I saw and what I'm now experiencing is this business is the exact opposite of that. Everybody who starts this business starts at the same place. None of us have special privileges. It doesn't matter what university degree you have or you haven't done, what experience in any given field you have or haven't got. We all start this business at the same point. And the beautiful thing about this business is that we all have equal opportunity to get to the top. And the thing that I was also a bit skeptical about when I first saw how nice everyone was to each other, I thought, well, maybe that changes when you get into it. But it's actually just got better. And the thing that I know now, because I've experienced it, and I welcome you all to have a look further, is that the only true way to get success in this business is to find more people to help and encourage and support. And the more you do that over and over again, the more you will get promoted, and up the ladder you go, because it's all about finding people to help and to coach and to love on. And the beautiful thing is that we all get to celebrate each other's advancements, because they're all available for all of us, and we all get to do a happy dance when we all get to where we want to go. And Jodie and I have had a few happy dances now, and we're certainly looking forward to a whole lot more. But yeah, if that's one of your skepticisms, then that's good, because it doesn't exist. So I welcome you to have a look further.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Belinda. I have loved doing this business with you, and I love that about this business. The fact is that helping people helps you to do well in the business, and the more you take the focus off yourself and the more you try to help others, the easier it is for you to do better in this business, and to be able to watch those around you do well and to congratulate their achievements. There's nothing more that I love than to do that. It's really very rewarding. So thank you for sharing that, Belinda. I'm going to hand it over now to a lovely mum, Jen, who I've met through this business, and she's going to share with us a bit about another skepticism that we've got in this business. So I'll pin you, Jen. Go for it.
Excellent. Hi, everyone. I've been on Juice Plus for about 7-8 months now. And so just a little bit about my story was that when I started Juice Plus, I was a completely tired, wrecked zombie mummy. My son didn't sleep for, I think, the first, 20 months. And, when he did sleep, I couldn't sleep either. So, sometimes, I'd lie in bed trying to fall asleep and then he would wake up, and I hadn't even fallen back asleep again. So, as she was saying before that, getting sleep is such an important thing. But yeah, I found that, my life totally changed when I went on the product, and people just saw the changes in me, and started asking what I was doing. And that then I felt really compelled to share it with everyone else, because if it's that easy to feel so much better and like a fully functioning human being when you've had so many, years of tired exhaustion and mummy fog, that, it's I felt just compelled to share it with other mummies, because it's just something that's so easy and it's so natural and it's such a beautiful thing. But so I found out about the business, and, I had a skepticism. I found early motherhood really isolating. I didn't have a big mothers group. I didn't feel like I knew lots of people. A lot of the friend groups and all that stuff had changed, and I kind of thought, am I going to have to rope friends and family, and I don't really want to be chasing after those people, and I don't have a big network to kind of share it with. But that's definitely a misconception. You definitely don't have to do that in the business at all, which is amazing. Like, I found when I started the business, I actually did quite a few posts on a local Mums and Bubs group, Mums and Bubs of the Hills, and that's how I got my first team member jumped on board. So I started out, I'm away at the moment, so I don't have all my resources with me, so I'm using a book instead of a board today. But it started out in the business with just me. And then Lisa, my first teamie, she reached out to a post I put on a Mums and Bums group about improving your family's health through whole foods and being able to work at home for around your kids. Lisa is a pharmacist, and she wanted to stay at home with her little boy. And then she started doing all these lovely posts on her Facebook, and one of her friends from a mother's group, Karen, she joined Lisa's team, and then Karen was the one doing all these beautiful posts that inspiring everyone. And her auntie, Suze from the US, Karen is American. Suze reached out to Karen, and so then now we have, in my line, we've got an international business with Susan over in the US. And then, so as this was happening, I was also getting some more team. So Libby joined me, and Libby's brought on lots of girls who have also brought on girls, and I've got some other girls who have joined me, and they've brought on team. So, and some friends who have seen what I'm doing and kind of said, they've come to me because they've seen what I've experienced from the business. I haven't had to go with them. I haven't had to try to convince them or anything. And then as my team grows, they call this the popcorn effect. So I'm, working away on my business, working with my girls, talking to people, like if you put popcorn on a stove, it pops. But then when you turn the heat off, so say if I was to go away, I'm on holidays at the moment, my business is still growing. So at night, when you go to sleep, then my team will start getting more people, and they'll start getting people. So you don't have to actually know that many people, and your business can kind of grow organically just through everyone knowing, or reaching out and connecting with someone that's interested in improving their health, or earning some money from home. So it's, that was definitely a misconception that you need to, rope your friends and family in. And the beauty really comes in the power of numbers. You can see how simple it is. So if you were to teach, just two people, and then they all taught two people, you can see how quickly the business can grow. So if it was just me, can you see that? Sorry, I don't have a texter. Can you see this? If it was just me, and then I taught two people, and then those two people taught two people, you'd have 4, and those 4 taught two, you'd get 8. And if those 8 taught 2, you'd get 16. And if those 16 taught 2, you're going to have 32. And that's over 64 people in your business. And that's just from everyone sharing it with 2 people. But we've found in our team, our leaders have the fastest growing business in Australia, if not the world, which is very exciting to learn from them. And they've kind of figured, that the magic's in the numbers. So if you were just to share with 2 more people, so if you're just going to share with 5 people, another 3 people. So if we were to share, sorry, I don't have Texter. So if it was just me and I shared with 5, and then if those 5 shared with 5, you get 25. If those 25 were to share with 5, you're going to have 125. If those 125 share with 5, you're going to have 625. You can see where I'm going here. The numbers are getting pretty crazy. And then if they were to share with 5, you're going to get 3,225. So that's over almost 4,000 people in your business. So there's a talking crazy numbers here. Like, you don't need to have anywhere amount that many people in your business to have a successful business. So you can just see the power of sharing, the exponential power of sharing with an extra 3. And if you were to have, 25 or 125 in your business, you're going to have, a really successful business. And the really nice thing about it is that now then you're connecting with all these people you didn't really know before necessarily, or hadn't connected with for a long time. If you're connecting with people over social media that you used to go to school with or something, and then all of a sudden there are all these people who are like-minded, with beautiful values. We do so much personal development. And then, I'm so blessed to now have this, group of ladies that I spend my days with connecting with. So that's the really thing I love about the business. So that's all from me.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. And absolutely, I certainly was one of the people that had a bit of a skepticism about having to sort of spew on my family and my friends, and I certainly didn't want to do that. And I'm not a salesy person, which is another thing that people will think when they think about having to sell a product to people. But I think when you love a product so much, and it just easily comes up in conversation when people ask questions about how you're going and what you're doing, and to be able to share that with other people. And I know for me, I feel like it's a blessing that I get to share with other people a product that I love, and the fact that we've got social media now to be able to share it. It just makes it that much easier. We can reach that many more people, and they can come to us instead of us having to harass them, which is certainly not what we're about. And it doesn't work. We don't do that in this business. We don't recommend it, and we certainly strive not to have anybody do that. So, thanks for sharing, Jen. That was awesome. So the next part in this is how we get paid, and we all need to be paid. We all need money in this world. It's not a dirty word. It's also in our business. It's a direct reflection of how many people that we've helped, and not just through the product, but also through this business opportunity. And it's very hard to be truly happy and healthy without financial stability. One of the things I love is particularly because it relates a lot to me, is to be able to help mums stay at home with their children, or just have the flexibility of working in and around what they need to be doing and what they value as a mum, because it's just often it's out of our hands, and it's really sad to think that mums would miss out on spending time with their children just because they have no other way and no other choice. So I'll get my little board. And so there's 3 ways that we get paid in this business. The first way is retail. And the retail, the best thing about this is that all we need to do is to connect our customer with Juice Plus. They ship the product directly out. They deal with the money, and we get paid for it. So unlike other businesses where you've got to hold on to stock and you've got to deliver stock and deal with the money, they do all that for us, so we don't have to worry about it. There's no large startup fee. There's no monthly minimums, none of that stuff in this. There's only a few amazing products that we get to share, so you don't have to learn a whole heap of stuff. Just like you would when you go to a hairdresser, you'd recommend a hairdresser that you love. you share it with your friends and family, but you certainly couldn't get paid for it. You post it up on Facebook, love this place, and you don't get paid for it. In our business, we get paid for recommending it. So, yeah, that's retail. The commission is simply the residual income in the business. So as your customer base grows and as your team grows, you start to earn more money. And it's what we call the beach money. So you can go, like we spoke about with the popcorn, you can go to the beach and you'll be making money while you're at the beach. So that's pretty exciting too. It's not too many businesses you can say do that when you're not around. And that's the reason why my husband can be home with us during the holidays, because we're earning money and being able to take some time out together as a family, which is really important. So the next thing is the bonuses, and this is the part I love. There's not too many businesses these days that give out bonuses anymore, but it's actually a huge part of our business, and a part that I love, because it's really rewarding us for the effort and the work that we're putting in and the people that we're helping. So, I'm going to share a little bit about the bonuses. One of the first levels that we reach in our business is called DVF. And when we get to DVF, we get a $100 bonus. So early on, the bonuses start very early on. And I'd love to hand it over now to Ronnie. And I'd love for you, Ronnie, to share a bit about your journey so far and, what this has been for you. Can you go for it?
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me, Jodie. The Juice Plus, the product, was introduced to me from Libby, or through Libby. I'd just had my baby girl, first time mum. She's crying all the time, and anyone who says that, you sleep like a baby, so it doesn't happen, because my baby doesn't sleep. So it was really hard to get rest when she rested, and it was really, I was real struggle town in zombie mummy land. So she introduced it to me. I thought, well, what have I got to lose? Started taking it, and within the first couple of weeks, I was just bouncing off the walls. It was fabulous. I was able to be awake and actually function, which was fantastic, because before I was awake, but I wasn't functioning. And it just made sense to me to, to continue on. And I loved it so much that, love my baby girl to bits, but I hated my job before having her. And I wasn't really excited about going back to work. I would have loved to have just stayed home with her. And that is the plan. Now that I am in this business, I've tried several MLM businesses before, tried, doing it all from home. I'd have to hold all this stock. I'd have to host parties, take all this product wherever I was going. To have a party, you wouldn't really get that much out of commissions. It was a lot of work, and you didn't get much out of it. So I thought I'd give it a shot. And I was, within the first month of being in there, I was already making money, and I've, continued to make money every month so far, since I've been in it. And that is the glory of it, because I'm actually currently feeding my daughter as I'm doing this. So, I can be flexible. I love the flexibility of this, being able to be with her. I can be sitting on the floor playing with her, but chatting to people, recommending the product and everything while I'm being a mum. And that for me is huge. That's what I wanted, and that's what I want for the future. So I love it. I think it's just fabulous. I feel really good. I love the flexibility. I love where it can potentially take us. Libby, my direct upline, is kicking huge goals, and I'm so proud of it. And that for me is inspiring. That's what I want to do. I want to kick those goals and just want to be that stay-at-home mum where every day is play day. And so far that's happening, and it's only going to get better from here on out. So I'm really looking forward to 2017, and I love it. I love this job. So thank you, Jodie, for having me, and thank you, Libby, for getting me onto it.
Thanks so much, Ronnie. Thank you for sharing. Everything you said it just relates to all us mums. And absolutely, looking around, there's so many inspiring people to look at and to glean from, and we're all here to help each and every one of us. We're all you need to do is reach out and ask for help, and we're there. I think another important point as a mum is it's very easy to lose yourself in that mummy role and to disconnect with society and lose confidence in yourself because you're just around your kids all the time and you're not in a work environment anymore, and it just really gives you that confidence and that outside activity that really stimulates you and gives you that, makes you that person that you never thought that you could be again, I guess, which is really exciting as well. So thanks so much, Ronnie. And the next level is SDVF. When you get to SDVF, you get a $400 bonus, and the person who taught you gets a $400 bonus at that level because their company recognises that we are spending our time helping others to do well in the business, and we get paid for that, which is really generous. The next level is called SC. When we get there, we get a $600 bonus, and the person who taught you gets a $600 bonus. And we've got Libby actually here to share with us a bit about her journey and what she loves about it. So I've just muted you. Unmute.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bit exciting. Thanks, Ronnie, for my good rap. So I started with the Juice Plus company about 5 months ago. I had returned to work part-time after having my youngest daughter, Stevie, and I was just really struggling. The pressures of being a working mum, trying to keep the household running. My partner, Sam, is fly in, fly out in mines. Just trying to run the household and stay sane was really, really proving difficult, and I was a stressed out mama, and without realising was taking it out of my kids. I was just short and snappy, and I had a really awful time, and I came across a link that led me to the beautiful Jen, and she shared the business with me, and I jumped right on it. I'm so grateful that I said yes to this opportunity. It's literally changed my life. You know, I used to work for the government and there were no bonuses, there's no recognition, no rewards for any of your hard work. And Juice Plus is amazing, their bonus structure, and just being recognised by other people in the business. You know, I'm constantly getting messages when I achieve something great, and it's inspiring, and it just makes you keep wanting more. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I was sick of missing out on my eldest daughter's schooling events, you know, her sports days. My work just wasn't flexible. It didn't allow me to get there. And also, you know, my youngest Stevie, who's running around in the background here, she is only turning 3 this year, so she's got another year yet before she goes back to work, and I just did not want to miss out on that. They're only small for such a short time, and my eldest daughter Hayley starts grade 1. We just went and did shopping for her uniforms yesterday, which was a bit teary, and that just proves how quickly it all goes, and I just didn't want to miss out on that. I've written notes here to keep me on track because last time I got off track. Yeah, I was working to line someone else's pockets, and that's not a nice feeling. You know, I was putting in 40 plus hours a week and getting very minimal wage. You know, I don't have a university qualification, so the higher income just wasn't on the radar for me. I've had a pretty epic journey so far. I've been rewarded, like I said before, for bonuses, and I recently just found out that I've won a trip to Los Angeles in April for our World Conference. It's just amazing. You know, stuff like that didn't happen to people like me, and that's the mentality that I used to have. But it does in this business. Amazing stuff happens every day. I don't know, if you're looking to own your own life, this is the vehicle to do it. That's all from me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Libby. Thanks for jumping on and sharing. I really appreciate it. Love your journey, love everything you've achieved, and I just really so excited for you and your trip overseas. But yeah, there's certainly so many things up for grabs for anyone and everyone who's willing to put their hand up and get that in this business. So thank you very much, Libby, for jumping on and sharing. I'd love to go back, actually. I've skipped over, and at SDVF here, we've got Pam, who is on here today, and she's going to share a little bit of her journey with us. So I'm sorry I missed that one, but I'll unmute you. And Pam, we would love to hear a bit of your story if you can share with us. Go for it.
That's all right, Jodie. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And for those I haven't met, my name's Pam Lerman. I was introduced to Juice Plus by Renelle about not quite 2 months ago. Some of the changes that I've noticed for myself being on the product is my hair, better hair growth, like it's a better condition, hair condition. My nails have been growing massively. I'm normally a nail biter, and actually I've almost stopped that because they've just got so much harder and they're growing so quickly. I have loads more energy, less of a foggy mind. And the other thing I had was IBS, which I struggled with quite badly for the last many years. And believe it or not, it's settling right down. I can't believe it. It's just been really amazing. I'm on the premium package as well as the shakes, and yeah, it's been really, really good. I'm not as young as all you nice young mums, and I do have 2 children at home, but they're not really children anymore. They're 20 and 18, so I'm not in those nappy stages or anything anymore, but I must say it doesn't get much. It's not much different. I'm still running around and cooking meals and chasing them up on a daily basis. So 2 of those are on the Juice Plus as well, and they're really noticing some differences as well. So that's really good. I introduced my business to some friends and family members. I launched it in about the first few weeks of when I started. And I moved on from DVF to SDVF in 30 days. Thank you, Renelle. And yeah, so I get a $400 bonus, so I'm really excited about that. And the best thing is I now have great people working along with me, improving their health, their financial lives, growing with me and sharing their goals, and we're inspiring each other. Honestly, I haven't been too focused on the how. I've just had massive belief in the company and the product, and I know myself that I need to move forward and change my life. I've had so much upline support, and the journey so far has really been amazing. I'm getting all emotional here. I'm really so pumped about my life right now. Sorry. Honestly, I'm so excited for my future and my family's. So, those coming on the journey with me and their families. The past year's been a huge emotional, financial. I've had huge emotional and financial challenges. So have a lot of my friends. So there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that 2017 and the coming years will have obstacles, but I'm in a much better place physically and mentally to deal with them. So it's on and upwards from here. That's all I can say, and I'm really sorry about that. Thank you.
Oh, Pam, thank you so much for sharing. We love emotional tears, and they sound like happy tears, which is what we love to hear as well. This business, and it makes me a bit teary as well, but it gives particularly mums, but anybody, just a chance and another way out, and an option that they would never have had otherwise, which is truly amazing. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Pam, you're not that old. It doesn't matter where you are in your life or what is happening in your life. This business can work around that. You can do it at any stage, and you can be helping people at any stage of a life. Who would have thought that even though you're not a doctor and you don't have some degree or medical position, you can be giving people an option or an out and helping them with their medical conditions. and just be us without any other training. So it's pretty exciting and something that I really love about this business. Thank you so much for sharing, Pam. So glad we came back to you. Great job. So the next level up is SSC. When you get here, there's a $1,200 bonus, and I need to pin myself. Here I am. And there's also a $1,200 teaching bonus. And the next level up is QNMD. When you get there, there's a $1,500 bonus, and the person who taught you gets a $1,500 bonus. That's the level I'm currently at. And the thing that I love about that is it's just a reflection of how many other people I've been able to help with the business opportunity, with the product. And I'm learning so much along the way. I'm growing along the way. I'm learning new skills that I never thought I would learn or have. Never thought that I needed or wanted until I got to this point. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. And the financial reward, I'm now earning more money than I was working full-time before kids. So, you know, yeah, the bonus is to that, and it's just onward and upward. It's amazing what people have achieved in this business, and it's all there for anybody to achieve. Anybody can get there. It's a 4-year career, and there's no losing at this. There's as long as you don't give up, you will achieve what you want to achieve in it. So the next level is NMD. When we get there, it's a $3,000 bonus. There's no teacher's bonus at NMD because once you reach that level, you're on $80,000 to $100,000 a year just in your commissions. So that doesn't count your bonuses as well, which is really exciting. Yeah, so that's pretty much all we have for you today. I'd just like to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed listening to all the stories. I never get sick of hearing the stories. I'm excited for what the future may hold, not just for me and my family, but for those around me, that I can help with their health and with their life. So if you have any questions, I urge you to reach out to the person who invited you and get them answered. Thank you for taking the time out today, and just a big thank you to everybody who jumped on today and everybody for sharing their stories. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you very much. Bye. I'm going to...
Thanks, Jody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.